Morning. So here's a quick review of my shack. This morning I'm working some contacts in the 160 meter CW contest. Started last night. I've worked a few DX stations, nothing rare, but a lot of stations in North America. What you're looking at here is a computer running CW Skimmer version 1.8, CW Skimmer version 1.8. Pretty sweet piece of software, and captures all the calls, and I have it interfaced to another product by Afreet. It's the company name that develops and distributes the software. The other piece of software is Bandmaster, and I have both of those connected through Commander, then connected to my K3 radio, so I can mouse click on either Skimmer or Bandmaster, and it'll retune my radio. So it's really point and shoot. I also have up on the screen Multi-PSK, which is a pretty cool piece of software. It's another decoder. It will decode CW, pretty much every digital mode you can think of, including the JT modes. And I also use it for RIDI and some of the other digital modes. Up here, my station hasn't been planned very well. It's sort of evolved. But starting at the very top left, there's the DX Engineering 4-square controller. Below that is the K9AY loop controller. Then a front-end saver by KD9SV. And then you can see my RF SDR IQ receivers that I use to feed the CW Skimmer. Over here is another computer, and this one is running the terminal software for my Expert 2K power amplifier, which I've had for a couple years. Right now it's set up for 160 meters, and this drives a remote tuner to an inverted L that I use. Here are the radios. It's a Ten-Tech Orion, which it's not my primary rig. It's a nice rig, works great. I use it probably a couple times a year. Super radio. I have the second receiver installed, a high performance receiver, and overall it's a good radio. I think the audio quality on it is better than the K3. And here's the K3, which is my primary radio. I also have the pan adapter with it, which has point and click QSY, but it's a great radio. It has diversity reception through 2 receivers, pretty much every feature you can think of, and the receiver is just very, very powerful. Here's my MFJ 998 tuner that I use for 40 meters and above. The other 998 is a remote tuner that I use for 80 meters and 160, and it's located at the base of the 2 inverted L's. One is used for 160 and one is used for 80. Up here is an MFJ AL80B amplifier, the first one I got. Haven't used it in a while. Pretty solid amplifier. And then up here you can see the NC11 phaser, and I'll use this to phase the 4-square with the K9 or the beverages when I'm really trying to dig out a signal, and it works pretty good. It also works very well nulling interfering stations. And then there's the RTR from DX Engineering. It's a front-end protector as well, or TR switch. And there's the DX Engineering reversible beverage controller, which works great. For digital modes, I have the SignalLink USBs, which work great. Not much to be said about those. And these 2 controllers you see here, I got from K9AY, Gary Breed, who developed the K9AY loop. But these are controllers for a RAS, receive array system, and by pushing these buttons I can switch very quickly between the Foursquare, the beverage, the K9AY, and you have an A side and a B side, so I can phase the Foursquare with the beverage through the NC11, and it works pretty well. It's helped me pull out some signals I wouldn't have been able to pull out otherwise. So that's the station, and you could see quite a bit of activity on 160 meters this morning. Here's a view of that using the pan adapter. I also have some other radios. I've got some older FT901 Yaesus I fire up occasionally. I also have the KX3, kind of crappy picture there, video, sorry. And then I have the K2 radio as well. And then let me wrap it up by showing you my key selection. So I've got the ZN SLR by Tony, which is my main radio, and I'm not good with iambic keyers, just let me say. I've got the bencher, and then for straight key I've got a GHD from Japan, which is a really nice hand keyer. Got some other ones here, but the ZN SLR and the GHD are my primary keyers. So that's the station, not laid out very well. As I said, I got pieces and continued to add, so it wasn't purpose built. It sort of evolved. It's a mess, but it works for me. I also have a couple of SDRs. I've got the CR1 com radio right here, pretty nice radio. And then I've got the ELAD radio, which works really well, and then the Win Radio SDR. And I use the SDRs for shortwave listening, and they work pretty good. Also on the antenna side, I do have a loop. I have the Pixel loop. There's the preamp for it right there, and it works pretty good. I mean, it's not great on 160, but as a multi-band wideband antenna, I think it works fairly well. So that's the station. Hope you enjoy it. If you got any questions, let me know. This is AB4KJ.